I didn't shoot anybody, sir.
24-year-old Lee Harvey Oswald, the man accused of murdering the president, worked at the Texas School Book Depository, which loomed above the presidential parade route. A government investigation led by Supreme Court Justice Earl Warren would conclude Oswald alone fired 3 shots from this 6th-floor window of the depository. The first shot, said the commission, missed the president's limousine. The second struck the president in the back, then hit Texas Governor John Connally, who sat in front of Kennedy. The third fatal bullet struck the president in the back of the head.
I think he acted alone, without any doubt.
25 years after the assassination, retired Dallas County District Attorney Henry Wade agrees with the controversial Warren Commission report.
Oswald was a real nut. He was on about the same order as this fella Hinckley that shot President Reagan.
The first Dallas homicide detective to question Oswald remembers him as an arrogant Cuban sympathizer, unwilling to reveal his name. Gus Rose says, too, the Warren Commission got it right. But eyewitnesses who stood along this parade route say they saw and heard things that made them doubt the lone gunman theory. Then in 1975, when Abraham Zapruder's home movies of the assassination were shown on TV for the first time, Kennedy researchers cried, "Conspiracy."
With a probability of 95% or better, there was indeed a shot fired from the grassy knoll.
Charges of conspiracy also came from a House Assassinations Committee that added sound from a police radio to the film. Although disputed, the film seemed to show that when the third shot was fired, the president's head jerked backwards, an indication to some that at least one gunman must have fired from in front, from the area now known as the grassy knoll. If Oswald alone had fired from the 6th floor of the school book depository, how could that be?
Like many researchers, I believe that Lee Harvey Oswald was framed.
Researcher Gary Mack has spent 13 years studying the assassination. He believes Oswald was framed by whomever was working with Dallas nightclub operator Jack Ruby. Ruby reportedly had mafia ties and owed big gambling debts. 2 days following the assassination, Ruby shot and killed Lee Oswald, silencing him forever. Mack now bases some of his conspiracy argument on a photo snapped by Mary Moorman.
I must have snapped it immediately when he slumped, because in the picture that's the way she's there and he slumped over.
Mack says recent computer enhancement has helped identify a figure in uniform on the grassy knoll.
There are scientists with no axe to grind either way who confirm it. There is a second gunman. He is in the act of firing as the picture was taken.
I saw a shot from the knoll and heard from 4 to 6 shots.
That's what Dallas schoolteacher Gene Hill told the Warren Commission 25 years ago. This photo shows Hill in a red coat, standing next to Mary Moorman when the president passed. Numerous eyewitness reports like Hill's serve to bolster arguments of a conspiracy to shoot the president and claims of a cover-up, a switch of Kennedy's casket as it traveled to Washington, an autopsy report altered.
The body was altered to get it through an autopsy proceeding at the U.S. Navy Medical School. And then the photographs, where there was reconstruction on the body, so that the official photographs would not show body alteration.
Researcher David Lifton says he has newly signed affidavits from medical personnel attesting to a switch. He says an early sketch by Parkland doctors shows a gaping wound at the rear of the president's head. An autopsy photo of the same area shows almost no wound. The Parkland doctor who first made the sketch explains that discrepancy by saying a flap of the skull was pulled over the wound for the photo. But Dr. Robert McClelland adds, from the bullet wounds he saw, one could make a case for a shot from in front.
For the fact that when he was first hit in the neck and went forward a bit, when his hands went up like that, and then an instant after that his head exploded, that a bullet came in from the front, blew out the top of the skull, and then exited.
If there was a conspiracy to shoot the president, who was the mastermind? One argument credits Cuban leader Fidel Castro, claiming Castro ordered Kennedy hit in retaliation for CIA attempts to kill Castro. There is no proof, but other theorists blame U.S. military and Lyndon Johnson, rumored to be off the 1964 presidential ticket. They allege Johnson promised more troops for Vietnam and a boost for our defense industry. Then there is the theory espoused by the author of the book Mafia Kingfish. He maintains New Orleans crime boss Carlos Marcello had ties to both Oswald and Ruby, that recently declassified FBI documents prove it.
I think they wanted to hit him because of the unique determination of Attorney General Robert Kennedy to put the mafia out of business.
This computer-enhanced photo, loaned exclusively in the United States to Channel 5, was also shown in Europe, where some say it supports recent underworld confessions that French mafia dressed like police were commissioned to do the deed.
The mafia aren't dummies, you know. They're not going to hire two semi-nuts to kill the president.
For retired District Attorney Henry Wade, who convicted Ruby of murder and who would have tried Oswald, there are only a few loopholes in the Warren Commission report. Perhaps the biggest, the single or magic bullet theory.
Some would say that to believe the Warren Commission report, you have to believe this magic bullet theory, the fact that the bullet may have gone through Kennedy and then through Connally, then struck him in his arm and then struck him through the thigh. Do you think that magic bullet theory is a correct one?
I doubt whether that's correct, but I have no way of proving otherwise.
Perhaps then, as questions persist, there is some wisdom to be found in a poster that appeared at the theater where police arrested Oswald. It read, "There are some things only the people that do them understand." Now, 25 years hence, some of those people are silenced for eternity.